Alright. The ceremony is about to begin. And we're in with some chess. Get our shoulders rolling. And it's going to be a good one. Definitely. It's all in the mind. Everything's in the mind. Throw me a like. Throw me a subscribe. Throw me a bit of love. Throw me a new nose. Actually, my nose is alright now. You can see I'm, healed up okay. So, which is good, because, it's a little bit wonky there, but, I think it was before. Now, let's concentrate on the chess. So, my opponent is playing the Dutch. Cheeky bastard. And this little F3 move is extremely rare, but it's actually, I think, quite dangerous. I don't know if this is the best move. I've already had a theory. Move 5. Typical. That's me. Yeah, I know. I should know more. But the problem with the Dutch early on is that this diagonal can be quite weak. So there are a number of ways that my opponent could have lost there. And now, quite an interesting move. My opponent is trying to flick in a check there. I think a simple developing move would suffice. And the whole point is, I'm going to try to make it difficult for my opponent to castle. But this check, just have a quick look. Pawn there, queen here is interesting. Check g3, so the knight has to come back. Then bishop g5. I'm going to keep it simple. I mean, that maneuver was also very interesting. But I feel like I'm going to have very good play just by castling and then getting rid of the piece on e4. So my opponent brings the knight back. And now I can certainly think of ideas like this immediately. So is there any idea after bishop here? Too many tempting moves. Knight here, bishop e7, knight takes here. Knight takes, check, king f8. Castles. Bishop f6. This looks very interesting. Okay, let's go for violence. Let's go for this. So I'm setting up some ideas. A knight here and bringing the queen in. There was also, I could have also played the position very slowly by castling, bringing my knight out with a great initiative. But this idea of taking on h7 just seems a little bit too fascinating. And also bishop takes is very interesting. Knight takes, check, and then queen f7 checkmate. So this is the natural move. My opponent may well should well play another move, because after this move, okay, so now here, and of course this is the key move to consider again, but there's h4, h5, there's castles, there's lots of tempting ideas, but let's have a look. So takes here, rook takes, check, rook f7, and then I can, okay, let's go for it. Let's sack a piece, because it's the most aggressive move and we're playing bloody aggressive opening. So let's go for this line. Now imagine rook f7, king here. My idea is not to necessarily win material here, but get an ongoing initiative. So king here may be playable. Against both moves, I'm planning just to castle and swing the rook in. So I'm not going to think about anything else because we get another attacker in. I obviously got the pin here. I can bring in the bishop. There might be some funky shit with the queen coming in at some point. But bishop g5 seems normal. And all my moves very easy to play. My knight can come into this square as well. Maybe my queen can come over to f3. So what am I? I'm piece down? Nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Attack you. Attack you. So what is next though? Okay, so my opponent now defending naturally. So queen here is just a little bit too mad, and rook takes here. Oh my god, I'd love to play that idea. Queen here is one for the loonies out there. Simon, just don't do it. You know you shouldn't. Okay, let's bring another piece into the attack first. This is much more sensible. Queen h5. Sometimes I just want to play the most stupidest moves because they look beautiful, even though they are shit. That's something I've got to stop myself doing. And now certainly queen here becomes more of a tempting option. But my opponent wants to move the knight in here. I've also got bishop takes, queen check. And I can move my knight to e4. I'm just going to... There might be something better than this, but I'm just going to move the geezers in. I mean, queen here. Very tempting move to come. I can still move my queen into this square. Or I can take, or I can move my knight in. So many tempting moves here. Let's just keep applying pressure. Can I resist this move any longer? And you know the answer to that. And the answer is no. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. In flies the queen. Another piece comes in. And, well, the queen wants to actually probably come to h4. And I seem to have a lot of pieces floating. Okay, this move is normal. But now surely I can start whipping things off on f6. And my opponent's position seems to be a little bit over the top now, because I've got rook takes here coming if bishop takes, and this pin over there is too much. Now there's probably a couple of ways to win here. I've got this one. Okay, let's not fuck around too much. Let's play with a little bit of speed, and this move should put the ball in the back of the net. That is a good way to start the day. Oh yes, put that in your pipe and smoke it. That is how to destroy the Dutch defence. 18 moves of pure, unadulterated violence. That I love a bit of violence in the first rounds. Not a violent person, whatever you may think. I'm the opposite, very calm person who prefers a cat and a pint, and preferably not too many humans. But that sometimes is called for a bit of violence on the chessboard. We call it artistic violence, which is different. Now, your comments on last week's Title Tuesday, thank you very much. I saw some of you saying please don't box again, and you should be doing this barbaric thing and etc., which is to be expected. But I think one thing you've got to realise is I don't know if I will or won't again. Who knows? I mean, I'm going to say yes or no. What's that James Bond film? Never say never again. And the journey, though, that people must realise with the boxing has been fantastic. I was a fat lump. Loved my booze, cigarettes and crap food and all the crap that comes with it. The anxiety and the horrendous mental problems as well. But boxing and the training for the boxing drastically helped me out. Lost loads of weight, gave me some purpose, gave me something to focus on. And obviously the ultimate end of that is to get in the ring and to test out your skills. And one thing I noted with boxing, it's certainly not a thug sport. Okay, it's probably thug. Well, I don't know if there's thugs who do it, but it's such a skilled sport. Really magical dancing, in actual fact, defending. There's like 200 different kind of ways to punch. You realise when you get into it. It's really fast-paced, exciting, all about tactics, defense, attack, movement, all these things. And obviously, I am a bit too old for it, but the skill level is amazing, and that is something quite beautiful as well. So it's been great. So don't worry, and your broken nose or two is nothing really, is it, at the end of the day? So let's game review it up. Should be about 99%, I feel. Let's have a look. 82%. Chess.com. Chess.com, to be fair, did give me the white pieces for a change. Yeah, today. Thank you. Yeah, you gave me white. Yeah, thank you. But come on, it was better than that. And the computer doesn't understand the mayhem. And honestly, if you're looking for a way to play against the Dutch, bishop g5 good, knight c3 good, but this little move f3 I haven't seen suggested anywhere. It's a real hidden gambit and a very exciting way to play. And obviously the key line is either knight f6 or d5. Now d5 may seem to stop this, and the point is, you know, black is doing okay, but you get some wild as hell positions after sacrificing a pawn, and at some point you put your bishop on this diagonal and you're aiming to castle quickly, but look at that bishop, because the light squares are all very weak and black's now going to struggle to castle. So this is the basic idea, you know, follow it up with some quick moves and attack. So it's an interesting idea. Now knight f6 invites e4, and here after bishop d3, okay, well we're in with another game, and we got double white. You see it? And this is like chess.com basically thinking like, okay, yeah, we've heard the moaning about double blacks. Let's give him a couple of whites to shut him the hell up. And I'm going to concentrate on this one because this geezer is obviously a little bit tasty. And what are we going to do? I'm going to maybe just play g3. I'm not going to get involved with too many complex variations. And I'm trying to, again, so behind in my memory needs a jolt, and I think this is a move, and now this probably is a move to try and win this pawn back. Okay, yeah, so I think so far I'm doing everything correctly. Let's move the knight in. I may have had this in Reykjavik some time ago, and I expect it's a good position for white, because you always ask in these Benko structures, I always wonder why the bishop is on this square, right? It doesn't seem like a very grand square to me. Number of tempting moves here. I mean, f4. Okay, I'm going to play quickly. Let's play a bit more confidently than I normally do against these players. Now, do I bring the bishop in? My knight's a little bit misplaced. Maybe just bring my knight back. I don't want to rush playing this move. Opponent's trying to come in here. Get some counterplay on this square. Looks very sensible. And yeah, okay. Thinking too much again in these, and he's going to hit there with tempo. So I'll slow up against these stronger players. Stupid. Even though I was a bit slow anyway. Now I guess f4 he's going to sacrifice in and get quite a lot of decent play actually. But I'm spending far too long. I'm going to bring this knight back. Just try to get rid of this knight. If he wants to come in, he can come in. But it will cost him a pawn. And I've got my knight. f4 was tempting, but it does weaken you a lot. Yeah, so this move, it's a safer way to play. Just trying to stop a knight coming in here and keeping the pressure. Now, the other knight is coming in there. Okay, fair enough. Maybe I'll eliminate that knight with my bishop. Who knows? I don't know. This is a very nice bishop though, but okay, let's do it. Let's just grab this pawn and yeah, play some sensible looking moves. And of course I want to play f4 again at the right moment. We do have the extra pawn. Should be pretty useful, right? Let's not fall for any bishop takes g3. And this move could well be weakening, but fuck it. And the one thing I'm hoping is quite nice. And yeah, this move I sort of just saw this move, and he's going to get his pawn back if he wants to, which he understandably doesn't. This is a bit annoying. Okay, well, we're trying to come in here. Miss this. Position collapsing. Fuck's sake, Simon. Idiotic. If I go there, he takes my rook. Yeah, just not looking good, is it? Takes, everything comes off. This pawn is just too strong. It's been looking a bit dodged for a while, though. Actually, I have to admit. I don't know if I can play anything here. I think it's literally resigns is best. I mean, we're flicking some bullshit, but we can resign here. Bit disappointing. I let him get all that play. Tricky position. I feel that I should be better out the opening, but he played a lot of very tricky moves, and I didn't find a solution tactically to those moves. So, and now just rook here or something's gonna do the business, but I don't really have much of a choice in response to that. So we'll have to resign. Okay, that's annoying. That didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem with playing these main lines if you don't prepare them well. As in, I can't really complain. I've got a decent position, but it went downhill quite quickly. So all the way up to here is fine. And this is where I started to play h3, bishop f1, knight f3. All of these moves were not really with a purpose. I need to get on with it. Play a bit too fearful against these higher rate players. So the opening was fine. And maybe I should, just bishop f4. But okay, I don't think... Okay, it says h3 is a mistake. Maybe I should just get on with it and play f4 immediately. That could be a better way of doing things, right? It's not suggested. Okay, so... Again, I don't totally believe the computer's assessment here saying that black is equal, because this structure should be better, as long as I avoid the tactical problems, which is hard to do in a blitz game. But my opponent obviously very confident in this line. Let's have a look. So I don't think any of these moves are terrible. But this started to get tricky around here, didn't it? And the idea of his knight coming in. And now I'm a little bit on the back foot. And when you're defending, it's very hard to defend these positions in blitz. So, okay, so I come round to take the pawn, but this now even allows knight takes d5, which my opponent missed here. But I thought that was a little bit unclear if the bishop takes there. So, okay, so he comes back, nice positional move. And now we get this interesting position here, where he clearly has compensation for the pawn. This bishop is so strong. It's not actually a nice position to play this for me, because I don't really have a plan, because now if I ever move my e-pawn, the bishop comes to life. So I don't like this position, I have to say. Maybe I should go a4. Why am I letting him do this? On a normal day, I'd play a4. Why on earth am I letting him expand? Because that gives his queen now a route out. So I'm playing some bad moves. And now I need to get this knight to a better square. Maybe I should have started maneuvering it like this. This can't be wrong. But now my next move is certainly wrong. So I wanted to maneuver my knight, but I didn't want to drop the b pawn. So I wanted to play like knight e2, make some exchanges, but not allow this move. But it doesn't seem correct. And this is clearly starts to go a bit funny now. Around about here. Don't really like this move either. I mean, it looks aggressive, but I'm never playing e5 because, as I say, my king, I'm actually opening my king. I need to keep this pawn for f3, I think. So this move I don't like, doesn't help me. And now things are really going wrong because I have to move my knight and I'm dropping a pawn. And already I'm probably lost here. And as soon as he plays here, there's no way to defend this and my position just collapses. So it collapsed very quickly, this. And after here, yeah, I mean, it's gone. So it's a tough game. So early on, this opening, I don't have to play for d5. I can play it otherwise, but this must be the best move. And this is all okay, using the pin. I think all my moves I'm quite happy with. Up to around here, I mean, e4 certainly looks correct. But now I start to drift. I'd love to stop these kind of moves, to stop his counterplay. This knight is bad. Should I bring my knight to d2? Doesn't recommend that, but this is the kind of human move to play. But then he plays b5, and I don't want to allow that, because if I get the knight around, it's okay. I'll have to look at the theory of this position. Maybe it is just rook e1 immediately, but again, this is the kind of position you want with a longer time limit when you're white, because white positionally should be better. Really think so, and I'd like to have this in a longer time limit, but tactically, and that's the thing with Benko, there's many opportunities, and I never really got anything going here. It's kind of the problem with playing main lines, you know. If you're playing main lines, you can be a bit of a target to these sidelines in blitz. So maybe we'll try playing more sidelines from here on in. So it's one loss, a little bit disappointing, but let's try to keep the momentum going. Let's have a good Title Tuesday. Let's try to have a good Title Tuesday. And we should have another game starting any second now. Here we go. That was good timing. So we got black pieces. We've had our two whites. Chess.com have listened. And, well, I'm going to play the Dutch against that move, clearly, because the Dutch is fucking great. Now, we faced this last week, didn't we? And we lost with the main line. So let's see if we can remember. Please don't make a memory test. I need time to recall the information that is in there somewhere. I can't do it as quickly as I would like. And this is a move. Now we have a reversed... Oh, I've got to remember how to play this. Vienna. We have a Vienna now. And I had this against 2700 player El Massi. Zoltan El Massi. Who is... And I was winning that game in the Isle of Man International. It ended in a draw. And this little line is an old idea. I think it's this. An old idea. And you give up this pawn now. So I get some action. Now this move does seem to allow me to play d5, which I'll take the opportunity to play. I can't remember who first played this. Maybe it was an Australian Grandmaster, Ian Rogers. Maybe he was one of the first players to play in this way. And I'm talking about colours reverse. But obviously this is a good move, trying to break me up. And I would love to take here. So if I take, his queen comes out. Yeah, this is a good move. I had something very similar to this before. And if I go rook here, he takes here. Bishop b4 feels right, but after there, I'm not sure I like it. Pawn takes bishop c4. Bishop here. Do I play here, takes, queen takes, takes, and turn it into a sacrifice? I'm not convinced by that. This move is a bit weird. Do I... Position I'd like to have more time on, but it is blitz chess, so why am I moaning? Okay, I think I'm just going to sacrifice this and hope I get enough play. He hasn't taken it. Okay, I'm going to be... Okay, now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to be brave and go for g5 if he takes my pawn. Which is really risky because my king is going to be permanently exposed, but this is a powerful idea. So it's very useful I've got these two moves in, because now I've got... Well, I guess it's useful unless it's a shit move, which I could just be playing terribly. But it's nice at least to have this option. And of course I want a castle. Very messy position. My opponent's deciding to play it a lot calmer. Now I probably have a number of decent moves. Even this is not ridiculous. Let's keep things interesting. And now this move is... I might just lose that pawn. If I go g5, his bishop comes in here. Don't like it. Do I... I'm really tempted to play this, but I could end up losing that pawn quite quickly. Queen d3 and knight back. Then I've got bishop here, bishop e1. Dilemmas. Or do I just take it and be quite... I mean, this is boring, but okay, let's do this. Maybe the safest way to play and just play some sensible chess. Because the positions have been quite abnormal, I'm today, they always are when I play, I'm taking a bit more time than normal. And what is this? I mean, it's roughly even. Maybe I'm a little bit worse because I've got double pawns. And what is my plan? Well, I'm just centralizing for the time being. But if I go there, he'll take this knight. It's annoying. This one, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes. Do I move my queen in? Then his rook comes in. What's that? Does my bishop even come back? Seems very peculiar to move my bishop back, but okay. Let's cover this square and try and start coming over. Because I want this knight e4 move. I really do. Now the knight comes in here. I don't want to give up my dark square bishop, but I may well have to because it's too strong, that knight. And now he's got queen coming over here. Okay, let's centralize first, or am I going to regret not putting my knight in immediately? Yeah, we saw this, didn't we? And that is a problem piece. And am I that short time already? Fuck a duck. Jesus, not going well. Okay, now he takes. Let's play a bit more instinctively, right? Is he going to just take my pawns? Like, not very nice of him. Well, claiming I've gambited a pawn for some central play, but it's obviously not quite enough, is it? Am I going rook g6 next? Not after that move. Let's do it now. Threatening his bishop. And he doesn't see it. Or does he? He's got check. Have I missed something? King h7. And still a bit messy because my knight. When I say messy, it's fucking complicated still, isn't it? With my time. Could have taken his rook. That is just, I will do now, thank you. Keeping it super safe. He's got a lot of pawns, but I've got a lot of rooks. Well, I mean that was a dogfight, wasn't it? I mean, we sacrificed those pawns, and it did give us a little bit of compensation. You know, no doubt about that. But obviously not quite enough compensation. And my opponent, I think, played pretty well there. And again, in blitz, the initiative does mean a lot. And the way my opponent played was not stupid. So the line that I can remember, believe it or not, because I had it against Al Massi, continued with the computer's top choice and d5, and sorry, in this position d5. Now the weird trippy thing about this. Now picture this. Yeah, I'm gonna do a bit of magic here. And now if we flip the board and we play the Vienna opening, this is a bit of a mind fuck. The Vienna opening goes like knight c3, and then knight f6 is the recommended move, f4, d5. This is the main response against the Vienna. And this is the position we actually had. A set colours reversed the other way around. Yeah? So we get this position. If I flip the board back, it's exactly the same. Mindfuck, right? It's weird because it's on the other side of the board, which is like, whoa, it's not. So it's maybe not the same, but it is the same. It's like alternative universe, right? When you jump to the next realm, you know how often we do that. Everything seems the same except for that wee little thing. Maybe the book over there is not New in Chess Yearbook 139, but it's New in Chess Book 138. Or maybe, you know, your girlfriend comes home and she's a bloke. That could be interesting. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but it's a dimension shift. And this is similar to your girlfriend coming home and being a man. Where does my brain go? And this line I've looked at before, but Bishop G5, I've probably had this in Title Tuesday, but D5's got to be correct. And this is an annoying move. So now H6 is good. Okay, great. Here, and now I should play just Bishop B7. Break the pin. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. But Bishop B4 is not ridiculous, but I certainly got a worse position. Castling's got to be okay. And it does want me to play E3. So I wanted to play this because my opponent's pieces are not free. But I was worried about Queen D3 there. Okay, so we win the next game. We're on 3 out of 4. So let's... I think we're playing better this... You know, that second game was a bit tough, but we're fighting. I feel like I'm going to have a good Title Tuesday. So let's try to get another Dutch in. We played a lot of Dutches. Let's go for the English defence. Bloody hate this move, though. And G3, yeah, everyone bloody plays this. And now I'm going to go for a very solid line. What country is that? Dominican Republic. It's all right for some. Living in the sun. Soaking out the rays. And I'm playing a very solid system here. But white must be a little bit better. This is probably a decent move. Because he wants to avoid exchanges and wants to go here. So I'm just going to see. And he's going to come here with a knight. And I'm going to have to move my bishop back. White's a little bit better with the extra space. I think that kind of goes out saying. And I have to keep this bishop to fight against this one. And now we get... I have to do something in the middle, I feel. And of course, I am a little bit worse. Now, can he... I didn't look at this tactic and knight takes e5. And I hope he can't play it. Still hope he can't do it. Queen here, knight takes e5. Bishop takes g2. Seems a bit scary, doesn't it? So do I... But, I mean, then I'm losing a pawn. I can't do this. The positional suicide. So queen e7 is... Knight takes e5. It's just... Bishop takes here. Knight takes here. Can I... What am I doing there? Because I'm going to be exchanged down. I don't see a good move here. Do I have to go queen here? Ugh. Looks totally wrong to put the queen on this square, but I maybe have to defend this geezer. Because otherwise he was just winning a pawn. I only just saw that tactic. And he's always got this move to concern me, and other annoying moves like that. And now this is a threat again. Do I have to now dance over here? Again, I'm not liking it. Stuff like this is... The opening has gone horrendously wrong. Knight b5 is just punishing me for my shit play. I probably have to give c7 and try to get... Yeah, I mean... Okay, so I'm glad he's gone here, even though there might well be some checkmate ideas. So don't fall for checkmate. He's got bishop takes d7 coming. I have to play g6, otherwise I'm going to get mated. because I'm really just trying to hang on, as you can see. And now he comes in. He's playing all the good moves. I have to give this pawn. I can't hang on to that pawn. I'm going to have to try somehow to generate some play here. I think you can just simply grab the pawn, come back. But I didn't see any other option, unfortunately. Now, queen getting on this diagonal, anything? I don't believe it. Looks stinky, doesn't it? Stinky position. Stinky arse position. I mean, do I have to play this shit? Horrendous. Here. Yeah, I didn't want to bring my bishop off this diagonal either, but I've got myself in a bit of a dilemma here, haven't I? And obviously moves like this are probably very, very decent. I'm going to go rook c6, and he has to think there at least. I don't think he needed to throw this knight in there, because there's always some ideas this, but this obviously looks good as well. I played e5 too quickly. I rushed that move. I opened it up. Lack of experience in these middle games. But we are still vaguely fighting here. Just got a lot of issues to contend with. Rook c5. I don't know what my next move is this, but if he plays like a4, I don't know what I play. Rook c5. I mean, okay, so I have to play here. There's no choice in the matter. And here, pawn comes here. If I take, everything comes off. He takes here. Rook c8. Can I try that? Bishop. Okay, we're going to try this. I've got rook d4 as a backup as well. If he takes everything, takes here. Rook d4 is the safest, but rook d8 is another option. But, you know, obviously there's moves like this to worry about as well. So takes here, probably rook d4. Because that rook is a little bit loose. So rook d4 and try to win this one back. So he's going for the ending. I might have to rely on rook d4 again. I don't see any other defense. I'll probably lose a pawn here. But he didn't take the pawn, because now my knight can move, because this is not on pre. So I'm really desperately trying to hang on for dear life in this position. But this is much better than it was. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's much better than it was. And yeah, my rook is bad. I mean, I can play here. I don't like this square at all. Fuck, I knew there was a reason I shouldn't have done that. Straight away you can see how stupid you are sometimes in chess, and this is the case. Just see immediately that I picked a fucking crap square. So we need to try and defend the dark squares. I'll try to play for a win, but it's so risky. Okay, fuck it, let's go. Active as we can. So active, not particularly great idea, because I'm getting a bit battered here, aren't I? If he queens his pawn, seems like a good idea to me. Fuck. Ah, dear Simon. He's just taking the fucking draw. Obviously, I'm very lucky to get a draw in this game. Why am I not taking the draw? crazy. Absolutely madness, yeah? You know, you survive this long and you don't take the draw. Oh, come on. Did all the hard work and then just take the draw because everything else is clearly bad. Oh, man. And that was you know, it was really annoying when you get back into the game. And time advantage. And around here, yeah, I'm still worse, but yeah, my next move's terrible. I need to activate this rook. Just get the rook active. This would be a much better way to play. This is a horrendous move. And now I've got to come back. And I've just played this terribly. And of course here, my knight now finds a decent square. And I've got to stop rook d7. So I should just take the draw here. Because there's no way I should be playing for this for a win. Here, it pins me. After this one... Rook d8 only I was trying to find a way to play for a win, but this move is very annoying because then if my knight moves, his bishop comes back. So I wanted to play this one because I need 2 more moves, but of course this is really bad for me, right? So this is why I got myself in a bit of a dilemma and I played a very bad move trying to get a draw, trying to avoid the draw, which is stupid. And the opening, yeah, e5 was very premature. So I need to, like, this move is horrendous. If I'm going to play it, put the queen on e7 first, yeah? Play something like that. So, I mean, I like playing e5, but just put the queen here. You don't need to rush this move. I played it far too open because now I have time. I can play my rook here. You know, I can even move my knight. I can maneuver my pieces so they're better. e5 was just very bad decision here. This is a terrible, terrible move because now I suddenly realized my intended move, queen e7, falls into this, and tactically I'm losing a whole pawn. If I take here, my opponent takes here, and if I take the knight, he takes here, and I'm a pawn down for nothing. So that's why I avoided this line, but then I've got to play very defensively with queen c8. Looked like a good move, and now this is a horrible move to deal with, right? And it only start getting better around here, and I fought quite well, and suddenly I'm thinking, yeah, I'm back in the game now. Even though I'm still a bit tied down, I'm back in the game. But I didn't play well here. I mean, this is okay. But maybe I should just give the pawn up and get my rook in. Activation. This looks like one of those moves easy to miss because it's putting on the same diagonal as the bishop. So, okay, I'm not going to be too critical about this. And this is always a bit of a problem. But this is really the mistake. Activation's so important. And I think I should just try to grab this pawn. This would make a lot more sense. I didn't play that. And I fairly lost. So there we go. So yeah, okay, we're on 50%. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not a particularly great but a little bit annoying. I'm getting some of my openings a bit lacking. I should have started with a Dutch, easy in hindsight, but yeah, I'm lacking with the openings a little bit. I should be I'm going to experiment a bit more with some openings. Clearly not getting the positions that I want to get. That last one, horrible. Round 2, I didn't really get something where I felt confident in. So we won't be playing them again, basically. And now there's obviously a wait, isn't there, as well? Let's see if I've got time for a little break myself. And they are checking for cheaters. Them and Kramnik. We can still get 9 points. I always say that. If we win every game. One of these days we just will win every game. Like maybe today. And we've got 3 minutes left. So I'm going to pause the stream. But you won't notice the pause. So don't go anywhere. Okie doke. So, let's try to get a good roll. Let's play B3. I don't never played this move. Let's try to get a good roll of wins now in this second portion. And this move is very tricky. Queen E2 now. And there's a little threat of winning the bishop with Queen B5 that Black has to be a little bit careful of. Of course, he dodges my tricks. Now, I'm assuming we take here. This is the end of my theory. And with quite an interesting position by the looks of it, where Black, of course, must be doing all right as well. I guess I shouldn't worry about this pawn too much. Can't do anything about it. So if he wants to grab it, he can, but he's going to lose a bit of time grabbing it. Maybe I just develop, attack it. Okay, let's not worry about that pawn. D3 also interesting, but he can take my knight. So, am I getting any compensation in this line? I've got a couple more pieces developed than him, but I haven't really got any targets, and my king is not so happy. Do we give up? Okay, I'm going to give up this bishop. Not a move I really want to play because that was a lovely piece, but we're trying to mix it up now. Mix up the position. And E5 now, attacking the knight. Yeah, this is... Again, my experimentation might not be working so well. How are we going to play this? Well, I need to get the knight in here, but my bishop doesn't have a good square. It's not looking great, but it's a bit of a mess. Yeah, of course, he attacks my knight. So I've got to move my knight. Can't take this one, it's pinned. You can now go for an ending. It's not too tragic, that ending. One funny thing here, I've got to avoid castling and getting checkmated like that. That would be rather embarrassing. Okay, so he's trying to go bishop here on the next move. D4, he checks me. King F2, doesn't look good. My dark squares are terrible. Bishop here. Okay, I have to develop. So I've got to play this. And now I have to take this one. What do I take it with? Well, I'll probably take it this way. And I have to create some chaos here. I'm going to have to castle queenside and pawn down. So I have to try and put together some attack by opening up his king, opening up the bishop. I'm waiting to castle queenside. He's got b5, so his head, I have to move my knight around and just throw pieces at his king now. So this is the one idea I can see, is just to play h5. Try to open him up on that area. So let's castle queenside, nothing else to do. If he takes here, I might have ways. I have an f5 square for my knight. I'm looking optimistically, but if not, I can keep trying to open up his king. So he managed to create something from nothing, I feel here. I mean, of course, must be worse, but it was worse before. Okay, now moving any other way with the knight doesn't feel right. He can take, even pawn takes, not stupid. This check, okay, but my bishop has c2. It looks okay on c2. It covers everything, and fuck, it's not okay. There it is. As soon as I said it, I realised, God, we're losing another one, guys. This is another game that's gone very much wrong. So we're going to have to turn it on for the last bit of the tournament. There's nothing I can do here. I just realised this move. Fuck, queen d4. In on dark squares just when we're about to turn it around. So, shit. And there's nothing, is there? We have to just simply resign. So, yeah. Again, the opening didn't go well. I wonder how you're supposed to play this position after c6. I probably can't take this one. So I have to just let him take here and play it like a gambit. So I think if I get this again, knight c3, and just play it like a gambit. This is much more in the spirit of things, isn't it? This is much better because now I can castle. Okay, I'm a pawn down, but I've got better pieces developed, and the way I did it just didn't look right. And he very sensibly grabbed this one. And I also not sure if I can play this better. I don't like this move now, but knight d5 was a move that worried me. That's another reason I took that knight. But I don't like this one. Did I have any chances? Let's have a look. Really, the dark squares are too weak. I did realise that as soon as I played it. He might even have bishop h6 at some point. But you can only do what you can do. And it was actually around here where, even though I'm a lot worse, and again, disaster out the opening here, experimentation too much. It's only here where I felt a little bit better, but maybe rather rather wrongly felt better, because I suddenly missed this idea, and this is the winning idea. So I probably have to put my knight on b2, which looks all wrong, because I need a lot of moves to get an attack going. So again, it shows you play a couple of dodgy moves in the opening at this level and you get in trouble. What I needed to play, this is all wrong. This has already gone wrong. I needed to play a pure sacrifice like this and just get on with it like this. So we're on 2 out of 5. We dropped 3 points, so 11 rounds. So we're going to have to pull our shit together again, which we haven't done in previous ones, but I feel we're going to do that now. 3 out of the next 3. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I just need to answer this message, so I'll just put you on pause for a sec. Back soon. Right, it is time to turn it on. I go on about having a warm-up. It feels like I've been warming up Entitled Tuesday for about 15 years. Give me another decade or 2 and we may even get a good score. So we're in with a dragon. Is he going to be a pussy, or is he going to play like a real fighter and put the bishop on e3? Come on. Let's see some action, man. Put your bishop on e3, castle queenside, and try to checkmate me. None of this kingside castling. Oh no, it's a dragon. Oh, I need to castle kingside. I'm so scared. Don't do it, man. Castle queenside. Ah! The crowd start booing. Boo! Wimp! And now he outplays me very nicely in a positional game. Okay, so let's just play some normal moves. That bishop looks okay. And this is, I think, the Karpov system. I always struggle against this, to be fair. And I don't know, how weak is this pawn if I go here? We'll find out, won't we? Just to get rid of that knight, because that knight's a real pain. But obviously d6 is now a bit of a problem, but we're not going to concern ourselves with this. We have to take with the bishop, probably, because of some problems of this. And now there are these ideas available. So let's... d5 is the move that generally equalizes in the dragon when you can play it. So I guess I'm trying to play d5. If he moves the bishop, I go d5. If not, I take and go d5. That's what I'm thinking of. And now we're going to take and go d5. But he has got this pawn here coming up. So let's try to be clever, which is never a good idea with me. Don't ever try to be clever, because there's certain things I can't do, and being clever is one of them. And I'm trying to be clever by getting a knight to c4, which is a bit more funky, and by waiting with this one. So the reason I didn't take and go d5, he goes e5, and he gets a bit of that. I don't like it when they settle their pawn on that square, so I'm trying to control this one. But the kind of move that scares me the most is bishop g5. So he's setting that up. So okay, so he's coming for me on the king side, but we now get our knight to this. This is the main square in the Sicilian. Now again, if I go here, he has this move, but I'm not taking that, am I? No. So how are we playing this now? Bishop g5 is coming. I could play this. It looks a little bit... Okay, let's go here, because bishop g5, I'm probably going to have to put my queen here anyway. And I don't really want to take that. Now I'm thinking about doing this, but it doesn't look right. We'll centralise it. But kind of lost the... Maybe lost a bit of momentum. I don't normally mind doubling pawns here, because I've mentioned this before. Double pawns in the centre, I feel, can be quite nice, because you control a lot of squares with your double pawns. So, not too worried about this. And yeah, I don't know. It's probably just even. Probably just an even position, because if he takes here, my queen actually comes to a good square. Nice move, that one. He's playing some good moves, these guys, today. Now, do I play... Let's play h5. So when I take there, my pawn's in a better position. Don't know if that is actually correct or not. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is going king g7. Again, just try and play little moves that might help me. Let's go king g7. I feel this should help me. This move doesn't, I think, help him. And the reason is I might want to play rook h8 and use the h-pawn at some moment. This check, I go king h7. Okay, so he's moving his king over. He's got similar ideas. This is his plan. So the other thing I've got to watch out for is his queen coming in like this. I have to take here, I feel, at the right moment. He's going for the ending. He really is a boring bastard. I mean, I could check him, but I don't... Okay, let's play this ending. Let's do it. I don't think the checking really helped, and now we just got to play this ending. Centralise the king. Weird ending. I kind of feel like... Whose pawns are weaker in this ending? He's good. Oh, goodness me. Swapping them all off. Can't get to that pawn. He's going to get a passed pawn over here. f5 leaves me... Maybe my pawns are a bit weaker even. And my bishop can't really find anywhere good to go. So, okay, so here, I'm not worried about that move. I can actually even encourage that move. I think he should be trying to get a passed pawn on the queen side, because I can't do anything with my pawn mass here. But if he goes here, I'm happy because I take it. And if he takes here, I suddenly get a great passed pawn. If he takes his king, his pawns become all funny. Now, I want to go forwards, but am I going to get checkmated after king here? Fuck me, I am. Oh, dear. So I have to come back. And he's now found the right idea, which is just to go here and just get a passed pawn. And I can't do much. This is the annoying thing. I don't have any good pawn pushes, so this ending is much grimmer than I thought. Maybe I have to play f6 and try to get some counterplay like that. But I can't let his king in either, so I've got to try to work against that. But am I really getting any counterplay? I don't see anything else. So my one idea is to get a passed Harry pawn. Should have done this a lot earlier. I should have realised that I couldn't get any counterplay apart from doing this. I didn't want to do it because my pawns look so weak, but I've got to go. And maybe it works better now that his king is away from the h-pawn. So I've got to try and get counterplay. You can't just sit there with no counterplay. And now he's finding the right idea. And he's got a passed pawn, but okay. This position, how is it? Can we come in? We're coming. Well, okay. Well, I'm going all the way with the pawn. Any chances to win this? Any chances? Fuck. There's good chances to lose it with that last move I played. Kind of forgot he had a pass pawn there. Wow. I can't see. Oh, I'm going to try win and lose, aren't I, probably? He's going for the win. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? He should go for the win. And lose. Thank God he went for the win. Get in there, son. Because I would have done something very stupid and done the same as him, lose. Thank you, Leonardo. You did what I did earlier. I approve of your brave yet foolhardy and stupid play. Because I think it should just be a draw here. Is there any way I could have... It looked like I was making progress here, right? This is... I mean... This is silly because his pawn becomes too dangerous. If I just want to keep the draw, I keep my bishop on this diagonal. Because then... It did seem a little bit dangerous what happened, but... Had he not have gone for the win, you know what I would have done? I would have gone king g5 here to play for the win myself, and I would have gone for this one, but it's really stupid because there's no way I should ever win this position, but it keeps the game going. But thank goodness that Leonardo played for the win, because that means I can still get 8 points with my... I'm warmed up now, 20 years in, warmed up, and it was very risky what he did, and he fell apart completely. Because maybe this is alright what he's doing. He can't go a3 because I'm going to get 2 connect parts. It's very, very risky what he's doing, because unless his king can get to e7, he's not in good shape here. And my king on d6 seems to hold it together. Now this is where he has to be very careful. And his next move is a major blunder, because I'm not taking here because he takes on e5. So he should just move his bishop now. What I'm going to try and do is try to queen one of these pawns. So actually, he's in more danger now. But he should... His next move's a horrendous move, because I'm never taking this pawn. Say he goes bishop g2, I've got to play a5. Because if I take here, this is probably still a draw, but I'm pushing it. So if he goes bishop here, I would have played this, and now the computer indicates it is equal. But it still looks a bit scary for him, because his pawn's going nowhere, and these pawns... They're tricky to handle, right? Okay, well, let's see if we can improve on that lucky game. And I haven't played a bird yet. Let's whip in we're not playing that b3 bullshit again. And let's see if we can do another ending. Well, let's just try to see. Let's see if we can have a smooth win in the start. He's playing the London system. Now, as I know, d3, queen e2, and e4 is... the way to play against this. Now I think a3 is recommended here, but let's try experiment a little bit with bishop d2 in the position. And I also like trying to throw these guys up. He's trying to maybe come through. Okay, we'll play a3. I'll happily take some dart squares for my bishop, and I'll take the 2 bishops. And now I can play b4 on this one, but I'd like to get my bishop to g2 first. Very unique position, as always, in the birds. This is always a key idea. And maybe a good idea here. Because after... I was going to say, let's try to get another ending in this game for some reason, and we could well be getting that. But I'm thinking about doing some weird... Okay, I'm gonna move this knight back. I don't know. d4, good move from my opponent though. That is a good move, because had I managed to plod on, I think I would have started to take advantage. And now he should definitely take here on e3 before I get a chance to push with the e pawn. Because if my... And he does, so he's playing it well. If my e pawn pushed, I'd be confident. And this is just what looks to me like a very interesting position. I can castle. If he castles, I'm ready to attack him. So he's continuing playing what looks to my eyes like good moves. And I quite like this knight. I'm going to keep it on, for better or worse. That is a square I can target. And after here, if he takes, he's going to come over here. Then we might... Okay, let's... Said I want this ending, but now... Okay, well, can we now castle and play the ending like that? No, let's go here. So... I'm thinking knight takes check, queen f2. And that will get us into ending. Now, if not, I'm going to go bishop g2. I've got to be careful. If I castle, queen d5 could be winning for him. Bishop g2, queen a2. Got to stop his queen coming in here. I mean, I might be able to survive somehow there. But this is a much more sensible move. So first of all, I'll stop the queen coming here. And now Interestingly, I can castle queenside. Okay, well, this is more fun than any ending. You can't castle queenside because of f2. Now, I do have this option. I think I should take this because I've got the d file. And this e6 pawn looks a little bit weak to me. We're going to get another weird ending here. Now, do we want to swap all rooks off or not? Okay, I think I'm going to keep the rooks on. But this does allow this one. Why did I do that? I didn't want to allow this option, do I? I wanted to play c5, but this is annoying. I don't want to play c3, it weakens this square. So I might have to now say, yeah, I fucked up there. I'm going back to this plan. I'll get my king to c3. And I'm also trying to think what structure I don't want. I want my pawn on c5 to try and get his pawns on light squares. So c5 now, possible. Let's take it off a light square. And put his pawns on light squares. And try to play with b4. Okay, my king certainly wants here. I've got to stop his rook coming in if I can help it. And b4 helps me. So let's put another pawn over there. And I can get rid of the rooks in this way. But I'm going to try and improve my structure as possible. So putting a pawn on a5 creates the threat of a6. And also, I want to put as many of his pawns on light squares as I can. Because maybe I get a chance. This looks like a mistake. Can I not play this move now? Because this is a big pawn. I've managed to get that pawn to a light square. I remember in a previous YouTube video, it reminds me of Tao's story. Macau Tao was known for his aggressive attacking sacrifices, correct? Yes, he was. Now, actually, hang on a minute. Can I got rook here? I think this is better because I don't want to allow a5 where he breaks up my structure. And Macau Tao known for his sacrifices. And someone said, oh, you know, this Tao geezer, maybe they didn't use the word geezer, he can't play endings because they assume because he's a tactical player he couldn't play endings. And they go, all you have to do to beat him. And this guy has tactically found a nice idea here, this check. All you have to do to beat Tao is to get it in an ending. And for that reason, he was playing this Grandmaster, I can't remember the name of the guy, and he took it immediately into an ending and outplayed this Grandmaster in an ending. And I know some of you on YouTube were saying, Simon's endings, they're appalling. But actually, I think my endings are some of my best part of my game. I just don't get to them very often. And obviously I fuck them up still. But someone actually said the same to me. He said Simon's endings are appalling. And I took this International Master straight into an ending. And I just outplayed him in the ending. So this is the way to teach him a lesson. And this is looking very good for me. I'm going to pick up another pawn. And I've now got very good bishop, got very good control. And he's going for the rook and pawn ending, which should be good for me. Now this check, my king wants to come up. Do we play that? I don't want to drop this pawn really, do I? So let's go here. And now he's going to come here though, but then I get two connected pass pawns, maybe. So let's go for this line with the idea of two connected pass pawns is normally enough to win if he starts taking these. If he takes this pawn, my king is now more centralized. And I'm trying to keep his king tied up on the back rank for as long as possible. So he comes in this way. And let's now threaten checkmate. He can't play check here. Very usefully, I've got this extra pawn. And this should now be winning by simply going here and queening that bloody pawn. So check, and now the pawn can't be stopped. And this is, a technical win now. This is the endings. That's what I'm going to be known of. The endgame maestro. Come on, son. Come on, son. 4 out of... what, 7 maybe? So Yeah, 7. So we need to win the next game, and then we got 5 out of 8. Just checking I can count. We're still on for 8 points. Honk, honk. And it's there. Yeah, I mean that ending was a bit tough for him. It started off, I think, being quite equal. He had his advantages. He certainly shouldn't be really worse around here. If anything, he might be a little bit better because his pawn structure is better. I've got the double pawns, but I think his whole idea of letting me play c5, this was the winning strategy, wasn't it? His pawns on light squares, light square bishop, and allowing me to do everything I want with my majority of pawns was his downfall. I think if he started to try to use his majority of pawns, maybe g5 is just a good move. Because if he can swap the g pawn for the f pawn, he has a passed e pawn. You need to get passed pawns in the ending. Because passed pawns equal queens. You can't get a queen without a passed pawn. So maybe g5 is the way to play this. Because he messed around a bit too much and he let me do everything that I can do. And he should certainly now play the move a6. But I've achieved quite a lot because after a6, his pawns again are on light squares. So in a distance universe, if my bishop ever gets to c8, I can start picking them off like cherries. Or maybe I can go c4 and b5 with a pawn on a6. But the way he played it, as soon as I get this move in, he's in a lot of trouble. Now, I was going to take here, but after rook c8, I didn't see a good response to a5. But now I look at this, I realise that maybe just c6 is going to be very good for me. I think the way I played it, rook a1 also works pretty okay. And this was very tough for him, wasn't it? I mean, maybe he's losing this ending. He's a pawn down. His king is trapped on the back rank. My c pawn is very advanced. And I don't see him defending now. Did he have any hope later on? I think he's too many pawns down. Maybe there's other ways to win, but this seemed clever at the time because 2 connected passed pawns against this guy would always be winning. If he starts taking these guys, it's always winning. And my king is just too active in this position. Rook h8 is the checkmate threat, and he can't really stop that unless he allows me to do what I did in the game, queening my pawn. So next round, win, we get 3 out of 4. So this is a big game, and let's see if we can get to another ending. Come on, endings. Bring on the endings. Bring on the endings, please. My opponent from Palestine. And we're trying to get into an ending by playing the sharpest opening ever. It's horrible what's happening in the Middle East at the moment, isn't it? I mean, I do like follow the news. Is he going to castle kingside like a wimp, or is he going to play like castling queenside? But it is. Oh, this guy is a real fighter. Come on, castling queenside. That's the way to play chess. Shall I play the Dragodorf? I haven't played that for a while. Yeah, let's do it. I normally play main line in these, but Dragodorf, interesting. Yeah, it's just horrible, the Middle East. I mean, I generally, I don't really watch the news anymore because, number one, I don't really know what to believe. Number two, it's just horrible. Absolutely horrible what's happening in so many places. Obviously, I do read the news and I do have a look, but I don't get too into it because, I mean, there's, you know, for my, I don't know what the answer. I don't have the answers, but everywhere it's just fucked up, isn't it? And it, you know, it's just there's so many fucking bastards around. You know, it doesn't need to be that way, I guess. But there's so much history as well, isn't there? With it's just like, you know, just don't get me there. It just makes me depressed thinking about it. So, hence why I don't watch the news. You know, it's. You know, is it burying my head in the sand? I don't know. I mean, I do follow the news. I've got my own opinions, but it's depressing, right? And I hope everything, you know, obviously my prayers with everyone everywhere, you know, who's going through any hard time, Ukraine, everywhere else, you know, it's not nice. And also, you know, just everywhere, it's tough. Let's get back to the chess. The good thing about chess is that it can Okay, can we do this kind of shit? The good thing about chess is it can pull people together. I think I've had this kind of bullshit before. And it is bullshit, but it's fun bullshit. And when you're playing at chess, it doesn't matter what your background, your religion, your age, you're equal on the board. And I love that. And it shouldn't matter, those things. You can analyse your game afterwards, forget about politics, and then you can go and enjoy, you can enjoy the analysis together, enjoy a drink together, forget about everything else. Just share the love of chess. That is something which I've seen so many people do. Share the love. Now my idea here is to take here and take here, which looks fucking mad. What about this maneuver? This is crazy. But my opponent's got a funky maneuver in first. Now he's got this knight check. Nice idea. Now what if I come here and I aim for... Oh god, this is getting complex, isn't it? So, I don't know. I wanted to take there, but then he took on it. Okay, we're too late now. Concentrate on what's in front of you. And I'm going for this, but his knight is a great defender. And he's attacking my bishop. So do I have to dive in now with this move? Or can we play it a little bit quieter? Then he goes here, and I can move my... I can take there. Again, all hell breaking. Oh, God, this is hard to calculate. Here. Okay, I'm going to play... I don't know, there's something wrong with that move. Now rook takes e4. There's something really wrong with that move. Yeah, I don't know. There's something wrong with that move, definitely. Takes, knight takes, everything comes off. Not sure I like that. So maybe we have to play this. But there's something funny with e6 here at the right time. This move at the right time, maybe now, could be good. Can I take there? Takes, go queen here. That's not queen, that's a knight. You get my drift. Bloody complicated. And if I can play e6, he goes bishop takes. But then I take here, and again all hell. And if I have chance, can I mean, but then maybe he has time to just... Okay, so he's gone for this. This seems like... Now, there might well be a tactic here. There might well be a tactic to do with this and some knight check. Or this simply. So I have to probably come forwards, right? Can't see any other way to do this. It's kind of position where you can't go backwards. Yeah, and now take, and he's just calculated this a little bit better, hasn't he? Fuck, I thought I had this one on, but I don't, because he took the other way, and this is not free. Fuck. Rook here, bishop here, and my pieces are all screwed. Rook here, bishop takes pawn is a nice move. I'm just finding good moves for my opponent. Because this is checkmate. Fuck a duck. So I'm losing here. So the only way I can see to play this is like this. To avoid checkmate. But I'm a piece down. I'm maybe, this way getting some... slight tricks because of my e-pawn, but they are slight tricks. He can defend with this, but then pawn here. Yeah, fuck, I thought I had pawn here, but his bishop defends it. Okay, this is fucked. Is my official definition. Shit. And the only chance I have is to push the f pawn. So we'll do that. Nothing else to do. The position is crumbling. This one wins. Fuck, he found it. I mean, there was some vague chances, except for that move. And no chances now at all. Unless I get my pawn mass doing something ridiculous. Which, why has he stopped moving? Why? What's happened? He lost on time? Oh, do I feel good about that? Fuck yeah. Oh, I hope he didn't, I hope, you know, something bad didn't happen. Jesus. I mean, okay, we'll take the win. If that's the only way I can win. It's happened to me before, but maybe I should. I don't know. I feel a bit stinky after that because he played very, very well, but not that stinky. It's a bloody win. Come on. Any way you can win, you win. Bit like my chess boxing. He played very well there, and I seem to have missed one chance. Very interesting position, and my one chance is b4, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking that afterwards. Let's go back there. So it's a really interesting opening. And you often get this in the Dragodorf, and I missed a great opportunity around about here. And this is where I should now play b4. Rook c5 still seemed very playable, but this is the way to do it. Much better. Because I can grab this pawn and my rook can still swing over. Because the point is, if he takes here, I attack his queen moves, and you know I can comfortably capture here, and I've got 2 pieces for the rook. So this is quite a big miss from me. b4 here, and I've probably got a winning position. Rook here, not liking. And is there any, and rook? Yeah, I should have gone. I should have just gone with my instinct and played this move anyway. So I'm missing quite a lot. And this is why didn't I play this? I'm annoyed myself because this is, I don't know if it's good. Okay, the computer says it's like equal, but it's so obvious when you see it. So obvious. And the point is, he has to take on f6, and we get great compensation. I'm a whole rook down, but this is totally me. This is totally the kind of position I love playing, because he has to move his queen. I come in with a big check. He has to move his king, and now my queen comes in. And look at this. This is a dream dragon. This is the kind of position in the dragon you dream of. Even if you're losing, you like playing these positions. This is why you play the dragon. Every piece is coming towards his king. So this is more of a miss here. I should have just kept. Why didn't I just stick to what I intended and take here? And obviously he played well, and I don't know. Yeah, this I guess d5 is the losing move. And the computer says that I have to take on c2, and it's actually like okay for me, which I wasn't sure about at the time. But there's an important little move at the end of the exchanges. So I've got the queen, he's got the 2 rooks, and the important move here. This is a nice move as f5. Very nice. Stop the tactics, and if he captures, then, well, I don't know, maybe knight takes, maybe bishop takes is better, but this is just game on. Very interesting. But saying that, we're now on 5 points with 3 games to go, so I can get to 7 or 8. Let's forget how we got there. I did say in past ones it's the journey, not the destination, but when the destination is sweet and the journey has been crap, we say it's the destination. When the destination is terrible but the journey's been amazing, we say the journey. It's a bit like the glass being half full or half empty, and this is definitely half full to my eyes. Yeah, and I don't know why he froze at the end. I mean, I think I'm in my rights to play on, because the one idea I have is getting a pawn to f3. So, for example, king e5, f4, f3, and I've lost games like this. Or, I mean, obviously I'm losing here. I mean, clearly, there's no point analysing this. It's terrible. But just looking at these pawns, I'm thinking, okay, if I can push them, create some havoc, maybe push, takes, and yeah, okay, I'm getting fucked, aren't I? There's no nice way to say it. And but you know, it's maybe he just froze. It does happen. So there's 3 rounds to go now, and I haven't even looked who's leading. And we got Hikaru's dropped a point. Nepo Nepo is nearly as bad as Vlad with his accusations. He's just a lot more subtle. If you see some of the things he says about people, it's like, he was having a go at this 10-year-old who's performed so well, basically implying heavily that the 10-year-old was a cheat, and but not saying it outright. I don't know. I find it funny. I mean, I find Kramnik very funny, but Kramnik's actually playing. He got banned, but he's playing again, and like. But I mean, I do. I mean, they're doing it quite wittingly. I just hope they're not hurting too many people's feelings. As long as the people understand that Kramnik's a fucking lunatic, and he's got his little gang of followers, that's all right. And I like Kramnik being a fucking lunatic. And actually, is he a lunatic? A lot of what he says I don't know if a lot of what he says, but there is some truth. There's a lot of cheating going on. But you can't just go around accusing people. Why do I always get onto Kramnik every Title Tuesday? I mean, it's like, the guy is just a legend of chess, isn't he? Absolute legend of chess. So you've got to appreciate it. But he is a bloody lunatic as well, right? Okay, enough of Kramnik. Enough of Kramnik. Who did he lose to, though? So not enough of Kramnik. Let's have a little look. Who's going to be on his list now of people he lost to? Who did he lose to? Let's hope it's that young kid. If it's that young kid, it'd be so cool. He lost to Ferrugia, so he's not going to moan about that, is he? No, he's not. And he beat Hikaru. Oh my God! Look at that. He beat Hikaru. That's quite cool. That is quite cool. Kramnik beating Hikaru. He's still got it. He's still a bloody legend of the game, Kramnik. He was like an amazing world champion, but yeah. Jeez. I wonder what Hikaru had to say about that. Being interesting to see, wouldn't it? I wonder. 3 rounds to go. We're on a good score of 5 points. We can get to 8 points if I get some more endings and grind them out. None of this tactical chess. Can't do it. I've got rotten brain syndrome. Is that actually a syndrome? Don't think so. But and I'm sorry if you've got rotten brain syndrome and I just insulted you. I didn't mean to. Shit happens. Join the club, my friends. Join the club. How long have we got before I talk much more crap? Okay, a minute. Let's have a break for a minute so I can breathe. And well, you'll be back in 1 second, but I'm breaking for a minute. This is called distortion of time and space. Rightio. So we've got to. If we get 3 out of 3, then we're back hitting the big dogs again. Let's try. This is a tough game. We're playing probably a fetus from America, probably 400 points underrated, probably future GM. Probably a name I should know, but I don't. So let's concentrate. And the one thing I love doing in these positions, given a chance, is rocking my G pawn. But bishop takes knight is actually a good move there. I feel this is slightly inferior because here we come with Gary. Come on, Gary. Massage is king. Massage, tickle him, tickle those things, tickle him good. And should not be saying that if he is a young kid, but hey ho, didn't mean tickle it like that. Just come on, attack. You know what I mean. And here we go. G5 coming up, G4 and attack. So let's do it. And this position, this idea, probably a load of nonsense, but it's a lot of fun, right? We're going to leave the king in the middle, maybe castle queen side, but we're going to try to just open him over here, like h4, g3, cross your fingers, attack, and try to kill that geezer there, which is called the king. So no messing about, off we go. Now he's manoeuvring his knight very nicely. His knight, oh okay, he's breaking free. Don't do that, you're not supposed to break free. Now do we take, or do we take this way? Which way? That's a good move. That is a good move. Always annoying when I do good moves. Now this one, his knight has to, okay, let's go here, because his knight can't go here, I think, because I take on f4. Well, it can go there and come in. That would be interesting. But then I at least have 3 pawns to massage that area of the board with. Okay, so now I've got to get rid of this pawn. It's too bloody annoying. And this is annoying. I thought, you know what? I thought I had bishop e5 here. But my bishop's on f8. Acid flashback, that one. That was literally an acid flashback of some... Okay, what the fuck? Okay, so my bishop is on f8. Give me an ending. That's enough tactics for one day. That is enough tactics for one day. Just get the queens off and play an ending. No more flashbacks. I thought my bishop was there. What's going on? Okay, right, so now I'll look at this. We can get an ending. Beautiful. Don't really want an ending. I was only joking. Got to watch out for e5. No, we don't want an ending. We do really, but we don't. Okay, let's not go for an ending. And his knight is on manoeuvring duties. Okay, let's push. Which one? This one? And we got to try and tactic him up. Because if his knight gets here, I'm a bit fucked. Now, can I do this shit? The answer is probably no. Takes h2. Takes resign. Okay, no, we probably can't. Now this here. Okay, so how am I going to deal with that? Castle's knight there. I mean, I can move my knight in and go trippy on his arse. Oh, fuck it, let's do that. With something coming here, like queen. There's just absolute nonsense again. Why am I even doing this to myself? Knight. What am I doing here? I so want to play this move. Can I do it, people? Can I just do it, even if it's shit? Takes h3, d4. Can I do it? It's probably terrible. I'm gonna do it anyway, aren't I? You're probably gonna do it anyway, Simon. So should you do it now? Oh fuck it, let's do it. I can't not do it. I've got problems. I've got 99 problems, and sacrificing is one. What a load of absolute nonsense. Takes h3. If he takes, I've got this one. Takes h3, d4. Knight f3, takes, queen takes, threatening h2. And I'm either an absolute genius or an idiot. And I think bishop takes h3, rook takes queen here is one way to say idiot. But then I've got bishop takes g4. So it's getting wild in the hood. And my first idea is this check. So I've totally forgotten what I was just calculating there. Where do we go? Takes h3 and just see what happens. Let's not calculate too hard. He hasn't gone for it. I've scared the man. Now I'm confused because I didn't expect that to happen. Let's go in. Let's go in anyway. And now I can surely aim to sacrifice something somewhere. Where? I don't know. Here? Oh my god, that is so sexy! Oh, I cannot play. This is so sexy. It probably doesn't work, but I have to fucking play it. Takes. Knight takes. Here. Bishop check. Here. And then I resign because it doesn't work. What is this nonsense? Why did I take so much acid as a young man? I thought this does. Okay. We bluffed him. He's threatening checkmate. And... I don't know what I'm doing in this game, people. My queen is now on pre, and what am I doing? Why do I have to play like this? Why do I do this? Okay. And yeah, I realise that's not checkmate, by the way. I did a bit too late. Yes, thank you. Checkmate is over here. Fuck! Oh, sorry. I just got carried away with a piece of madness there. I think my position was alright, and I played queen f3. Why did I play queen f3? Why did I put my queen there? I thought it was checkmate, and as soon as I play... Oh, man. Why am I talking to myself? I mean, it was fun-ish. Was it? I mean, like... you know what I thought? What I honestly thought, and as soon as I played it, I was like, no. I've actually got quite a good position here if I just move my queen back, because I've got loads of threats, and it's a normal position. But what I thought I was doing, I thought that after... I mean, this is not so clear. I thought, first of all, that this was checkmate. And I thought I literally am, like, maybe the best chess player to ever be born, apart from Mikhail Tal. But this one is not checkmate, and it's not. And I thought this was maybe a really cool draw, but actually there's nothing here. But in actual fact, after this move, I can take here, and this is the other idea. When it's just an absolute clusterfuck of a position, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. You know, who bloody well knows. But I mean, there was some creative, and I think turd is the correct terminology. This was frankly just beautiful. And actually, let's have a look what happens if he takes here. H3 was this working? This might actually be working, boys and girls. With the point that I've got some quite interesting ideas here, right? I mean, D4. One idea I was thinking of was this, which I probably wouldn't play because it's a little bit too much. But bear with me. After takes here, I'm threatening H2 with her heroic checkmate, and this is like nearly winning, right? I mean, nearly. There was, again, very fun game. I need 2 out of 2 to get 7 points now, but we couldn't resist playing that game, right? Because it was just, it is, I was going to say I would never play like this in a real game, but I probably would. But here, I should just go Queen G7. I should clearly just play this move, because I'm threatening knight takes here and knight F3. I'm threatening maybe bishop here. This position is rocking and rolling. I'm actually got loads of play here. Loads of play. And, yeah, I mean, Queen F3. What a load of nonsense. Now, after this move... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I have an amazing idea here. I could have actually been a genius. Can you see what I should have played here? I mean, I only had 23 seconds. He's threatening this checkmate, but I actually have something from another planet. The planet Brilliant. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I don't know if it works, but I have something quite fantastic here. Oh my God, if I'd have played this move. Unbelievable. I missed this move. Point number 1. If he takes for the king, my tactic works. Check. He only has 1 square for his king. Look at that. And cry tears of beauty. Oh. Whoa. Hello. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? Yes. I've just got a couple more games to go. Then you can come out. You want to come up and say hello to everyone? Come on. Come on, not too long. You're all right there. Good boy. Good boy. Right. Oh, okay. We've got another game, Charlie. That last plan. Charlie, we have to finish this game and the next one. You want to go? You want to go in my bedroom? Do you? Okay. It's all right, you. It's all right. There you go, mate. I'll be with you in a second. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? I'll be down in a second. You go in there if you want to. Just don't go in there. I'll be with you in a second. Two more games to go. Okay, sorry about that. Right. Okay, I'll take Charlie out after this game, and we can still get 7. I haven't got 7 points for so long. Let's. I've suddenly. Yeah, I mean, just get to an ending. These tactics, they're fun to do, but they don't work, do they? Ever for me, really. But that last game. Can we show that again? Where did it go? If he had gone Queen takes, there was a Knight F3. No, Bishop takes, Knight F3, Bishop takes F3, Knight takes H3, Knight takes Queen. Magical stuff. Okay, my opponent's disconnected, so I can go and keep an eye on Charles. Now we're going downstairs soon, won't we? Yes and no. Come on. What are you doing? You give me 5 minutes, okay? Yes? Good boy. Good boy. You want some biscuits? Come on, let's get you some biscuits. Come on. Here's a biscuit for you. Here we go. Give me a biscuit. Then I've got to try and play some chess. There you go. Oh, careful. Here we go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I've just got to go and play my game. Don't know if I've got a move yet. We have. We've got a move. Okay. Right. Okay, what am I doing? Playing the English. Okay. So we've both dropped a minute. Fair enough. Got to win this one to put it all in one game. This is the Botvinnik system of the English. E5 is really boring. I'm not going to, she is a young player, so I won't say anything. How can we make this more interesting? I don't know. Don't keep copying me, please. Please don't do it. Don't beat me either. Young Indian player, because I know you're probably going to be a super grandmaster and much stronger than me one day. But give me my moment of glory now, please. And I'll be with you in a minute, Charlie. I need to win this one so I can let the cat out and give the cat some food. So, okay, now, yeah, my opponent is copying me, but I don't know, maybe I can claim something now with this move, because normally bishop here is a slight mistake because my opponent wants to go knight takes knight in this position, which she can't necessarily do. But there is a threat of taking and taking here. So I'll just play a boring move, bishop d2, to guard that one. Not a great square for my bishop, but it stops the immediate threat. And this move all scares me a little bit. Am I getting undermined? I can't. Don't really like this one either. How do we play? I'm thinking of f4, but not convinced by that. f4 takes. Okay, this one I don't like my queen on this square normally, and there are some sacrificial ideas minimum. Okay, so the rook comes over, and now my idea is to put the queen here, but of course I'm putting my queen on the wavelength for the bishop, which is not necessarily clever. Okay, now f4, I'm opening things up a lot. Can I take the knight and take... Okay, that's really risky. The light squares are so... I win the exchange, but I'm not sure I like it. Okay, let's go here. That bishop was shit, so I'm just going to take it. So I could have taken, but my king is very weak there. So I'm going for a more positional idea of trying to control this square. So again, I've got to get this right. I don't know. f4 scares me now. Actually, it does scare me. This is a square as well. Yeah, that last move of mine was crap, so I'm changing my mind, running home again. And yeah, takes, knight takes. This one drops. Where does my queen want to go? Here. 37 seconds. I wish I was faster. And the knight takes is what I'm trying to do. Hoping my pass pawn is going to be scarier than my opponent's. My opponent, I think, should have played f4 earlier, but she kept things very much together. Interesting decision. Now, I'm also not sure about this knight move. because there's a lot of pressure. Clever idea that my opponent played there. This one, this pawn drops. Okay, now... okay, this is going the wrong way now. But we got an ending! Woohoo! Woo, woo! It's an ending! Woo, woo! It's an ending! And we are pretending to love endings, even though we're, again, a pawn down. My bishop never quite made it out to life, did it? I've got time advantage as well. We'll grab that one. Where does this knight want to go? Do I move it even? Let's move the king. Because I don't want to move... The other pieces seem quite well positioned. Am I getting back spanked? Let's do that, because it looks cool. Let's take that one. And these pawns, let's break them up. Great move, that. Don't you just love it when a player says great moves about their own moves? I've got to get my bishop in the game. And let's get it in the game with some oomph. Okay, why do I don't need to sacrifice more pawns. I'm trying to use my B pawn with my bishop backing it up. Could be good. Get my rook in behind. What is this? And now the knight drops. Get in there, son. Get in there, son. One more game and we get to 7 points. I'm going to pause it, going to feed the cat, and then I'm going to win the last game and get to 7 points, which I so desperately need after so many bad Title Tuesdays. What's the winning formula? Endings. So here we are, the one game where if we win, we can get to 7 points out of 11, which is a good score. I'm going to play the trump. I'm playing a 2800. Very strong player. Ain't going to be easy. And I don't like... This is a very good way to play against the trump. It's a very solid, good move. And my opponent clearly knows the theory, playing all the best moves here. And I'm playing like a London system, set the bishop is here, which is an interesting way to play. And I like now the way this game is going. Taking here is okay, because knight e5 can be quite an annoying move for black in these positions. Knight e5, and then we get a kind of bird's position with f4. And this is a very decent middle game idea. I've also wondered about bishop takes f6 here and then f4, because when you play f4, the knight has this square. But the way this game's going, I'm pretty happy, because if my opponent plays f6, the only way to break up the position, there's a bit of a weakness on g6 there. So we watch out for this move. Now, do I bring the queen in? Do I play c4? Or do we start maneuvering the knight around? I think we're going to throw the queen into where I'm hoping the action will occur. Now, f6, we've got to watch out. This is the one move which liberates the position. Now, takes... Knight takes... Where do we put the queen? Now, that surprises me. Now, e5 is surely my opponent's intention. Can I go e4? And then the rook comes over. Knight here, here. I'm covering that square. So let's cover this square. This is, again, you've got to watch out for those pawn breaks. And I'm trying to play on this line here. So if the knight comes in now, maybe I'm slightly better, but nothing too serious. And I could also just centralize, I think. Maybe e5 is now working. No, I still win the pawn there, don't I? Because I'm always covering it with a bishop. I don't know if this is a good move, but it just seems to be better than the a1 square for the rook. Maybe even something like queen h4 was very clever. Putting a subtle pin on the board there. Even knight g5, is that a move? Knight g5, did I miss that move? Knight g5, trying to go knight h7. And if pawn takes, I have checkmate. So knight g5. It looks a bit flash. The knight coming in here is very interesting. Too interesting not to play. Let's do it. Knight g5. This is the threat. And if pawn takes, I have bishop check, king here, bishop g6 check, king here, queen h7 checkmate. So my opponent offers the exchange of queens. Now, where does my queen go? Because again, is this a problem? Takes. I think I get a big attack. So do I go here or h3? Which is the better square? I'm not sure. Let's go here. So takes, I'm now going to go check here and pawn takes, which gives me a big initiative. Worst case. Otherwise here, bishop takes here, pawn takes is also very tempting. Takes, takes, king here. But I think I want my queen in the position. It's not checkmate anymore after this. I mean, also pawn takes, but then there's a lot of exchanges here. So here, queen takes here, pawn takes g5. Looks best. Like rook takes, king here, queen takes g7, check, rook f7. Okay, my opponent's going for it. So check, king takes, pawn takes. I want my queen in, don't I? Okay, check with the bishop or queen. Bishop here, pawn takes, takes, king here. Queen's got to be the one. Got to take here. So I think I'm going to get 2 pawns here. But rook f7 is coming up. Now, I'm just wondering how strong these guys are. So rook f7 is the key. And rather annoying move, I have to admit. Now, we got an ending, but I don't know about that ending. I think we need to keep the queens on here. This is the move I have to admit I missed originally. Okay, I don't see any other ideas. Now, how strong are my pawns? How strong are the pawns? I've only got 2 pawns for the piece. I'm hoping it's worth a piece. Connected past pawns coming down the board. And my opponent doesn't have great deal of counterplay here, but it is a piece. Knight here, I've got this check, quite annoying for my opponent. Maybe not the end of the world. The king comes to d6. Game goes on. Where's my opponent going next after that move? I don't see it, so let's try and improve things. And I want g6 and h5. Simple. So now I'm going to go check and h5. Push the geezers up the board. Now queen f7. I have this check, keep the queens on. But also have takes and g6. But then knight comes here, then g4. What the fuck is going on there? Pawns are looking quite scary now. Scary ass pawns. Okay, so, but now, okay, we'll give a check. We don't mind this pawn coming forwards, I think. Because our queen can find another decent square. Three pawns? Okay, let's go for it. 3 pawns. 3 pawns is a lot of pawns to deal with, and they're the 5th rank already. Okay, let's push them. Pawns equals queens. Okay, now there is a check there, but if I take, the knight comes in. This check, is it a draw? So what about I play this crafty ass move? I don't want the knight coming in. Boom! 7 points! Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Get in there. And in the final position, I'm doing quite well. Now I'm going to rush because I couldn't take Charlie out. He needs his walk. I'd take him for a walk. He's an old boy. Throw a like, throw a subscribe. We're back there with 7 points. Much more like it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.